In humanity's endless drive to expand and innovate, they often walk the line between brilliance and catastrophe. This time, they may have crossed it. In the lab, technicians monitor containment pods housing experimental organisms. A minor tremor shakes the station, disrupting a containment field. Red warning lights flash, alarms blare, and chaos ensues. Dr. Markov shouts, "Shut it down. Seal the chamber." But it's too late. The organism, an engineered blend of Earth's fiercest predators, combined with alien DNA for resilience, escapes containment.
Scene: the escape.
The organism, initially small and seemingly unthreatening, quickly adapts to its environment, displaying rapid growth, intelligence, and a unique ability to absorb and replicate the traits of other life forms. Narration. It was supposed to be a tool for life, a helper for humanity's grand vision. Instead, it became something far more dangerous. Something that learned. The organism makes its way through the station, evading capture and disabling security systems. It mimics sounds and behaviors, luring its pursuers into traps. The team realizes with growing horror that the creature is not just surviving, it's hunting. Scene: the first encounter. A team of heavily armed security officers corners the organism in a storage bay. What begins as a tactical engagement turns into a massacre as the organism demonstrates its lethal efficiency. Narration. In its first encounter with armed opposition, it learned how to fight. In its first taste of combat, it became a predator. Dr. Markov and the surviving scientists regroup in a secure command center. Watching the organism through surveillance feeds, they see it evolving, growing larger, faster, and more cunning. One scientist whispers, "It's learning from us. Every move we make, it adapts." Scene: escaping to the universe. Despite the team's best efforts to contain it, the organism uses its newfound intelligence to hack into the station systems. It escapes into the void of space, using a commandeered transport ship. Narration. The creature had left its cradle, and now the universe would become its hunting ground. Scene: spreading fear across the stars. The screen cuts to various alien worlds as the organism begins to make its presence known. It infiltrates colonies, absorbing local fauna and evolving into terrifying forms tailored to each environment. Survivors describe it as a living nightmare, a creature that cannot be stopped, only fled from. Narration. What made it unstoppable wasn't just its strength or intelligence. It was its origin. Born of a death world, tempered by human ingenuity and fueled by the traits of countless alien species, it became the galaxy's perfect predator. Scene: humanity's response. The Galactic Council convenes, demanding answers from humanity. Representatives from countless species accuse humans of recklessness, some even calling for their exile from interstellar society. Dr. Markov speaks passionately in humanity's defense. "We didn't create it to harm. It was meant to help us build a future for all of us. But we take responsibility, and we'll do whatever it takes to stop it." Humanity assembles a team of elite hunters and scientists, combining advanced weaponry, ingenuity, and an understanding of the organism's origins to track and neutralize it. Scene: the hunt begins. The team, including Dr. Markov, tracks the organism to a dense, uncharted jungle world. The planet's ecosystem is already being transformed by the creature, with native predators turning into monstrous hybrids under its influence. The sequence is tense. The team navigates the hostile environment, encountering increasingly dangerous and bizarre creatures. Using advanced scanners, they detect signs of the organism's central hive. Traps and ambushes test their resolve and ingenuity at every turn. Narration. The creature was not just a hunter, it was a strategist. It turned the environment into a weapon, using the very planet against its pursuers. Scene: the final confrontation. The team confronts the organism at the heart of its hive, a sprawling, pulsating structure built from organic and mechanical components. The organism now towers over them, a grotesque blend of all the species it has encountered. Dr. Markov steps forward, carrying a prototype weapon designed to disrupt its genetic structure. "It's over," she says. "You've learned everything we have to teach, but this ends now." The battle is fierce, with the team using everything at their disposal to weaken the creature. In a desperate move, Dr. Markov sacrifices herself to deliver the killing blow, ensuring the organism cannot escape again. Scene: Aftermath. The team returns to the Galactic Council with proof of the organism's destruction. Humanity faces both relief and lingering suspicion from the galactic community. Narration: the galaxy had faced extinction, and humanity had faced judgment. In the end, both had survived, but not without scars. Closing scene: the legacy of the predator. The final shot shows a preserved specimen of the organism in a secure facility. Scientists from various species study it cautiously, hoping to learn from its existence while ensuring it can never rise again. Narration: the predator was gone, but its legacy remained, a reminder of humanity's dual nature, creators of wonder and architects of chaos. The galaxy would never forget the apex predator born of a death world. Though the organism is destroyed, ripples of its creation spread across the galaxy. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council orders a comprehensive review of humanity's scientific practices. Alien species, particularly those who suffered losses, begin to question humanity's right to innovate unchecked. In a heated council session, a representative from the Thalkar species speaks with barely concealed anger. "This abomination nearly destroyed us all. Humanity's arrogance unleashed it, and now you expect us to trust you again." Lena Cross, humanity's new ambassador, responds firmly. "We didn't create it out of arrogance. We created it to make life better. Yes, we made mistakes, but we've paid for them, and we've learned. If we're to survive as a galaxy, it won't be by pointing fingers. It'll be by working together to ensure this never happens again." Narration: humanity stood at a crossroads, its reputation tarnished. Yet it was their response, not their mistake, that would ultimately define them. Scene: unseen consequences. Back on Earth, scientists analyze the aftermath of the organism's rampage. In a secure laboratory, Dr. Markov's former protege, Dr. Jace Tanaka, reviews samples of the organism's genetic material. Dr. Tanaka's assistant asks nervously, "Why keep studying it? Isn't it too dangerous?" Dr. Tanaka replies, "It's dangerous, yes, but it also holds the key to understanding resilience, adaptation, and survival. If we abandon this research, we abandon the chance to ensure something like this can never happen again." Unbeknownst to the team, a dormant fragment of the organism's DNA begins to stir under the microscope. Narration: though the predator was gone, its legacy was far from over. Evolution doesn't stop. And neither, it seemed, did the predator's will to survive. Scene: uneasy alliances. Meanwhile, on the distant world where the predator met its end, strange reports surface. Explorers claim to have seen mutated creatures and strange, hybridized flora spreading across the ecosystem. The Galactic Council commissions a joint task force of scientists and soldiers to investigate. The team includes representatives from humanity and alien species, forced to collaborate despite mutual distrust. Narration: the predator's influence had lingered, infecting the very worlds it touched. Now, species across the galaxy faced a choice: trust humanity to fix what they'd broken, or take matters into their own hands. Scene: the next apex predator. On the rogue planet, the task force encounters new organisms that share traits of the original predator. These creatures are less intelligent but no less lethal, thriving in the predator's absence and adapting to their environment in startling ways. In one chilling encounter, the team faces a swarm of hybrid creatures that work together in a hive-like structure. They realize the organism's DNA has fundamentally altered the planet's biosphere. Lena, now working as a mediator between the factions, says grimly, "We didn't just create a predator. We created an ecosystem." Scene: the final warning. As the team uncovers the extent of the mutations, they find evidence that the original predator may have left more than just biological remnants. Hidden deep within the planet's core is a transmission beacon, designed to send a signal to an unknown location. Dr. Tanaka, examining the data remotely, speculates it's possible the organism wasn't just evolving randomly. What if it was preparing for something? a call to others like it. Or something worse? The beacon activates before they can stop it, sending its signal into the void. Narration. The Predator had been destroyed, but its story was far from over. Somewhere in the galaxy, or beyond, something had heard the call. Scene. Preparing for the unknown. Back on Earth, humanity and its allies scramble to prepare for whatever might answer the beacon. The Galactic Council, despite lingering tensions, agrees to pool resources for a new defense initiative. The story ends on a somber, yet hopeful note as humanity and the galaxy face an uncertain future. Narration. In their pursuit of progress, humanity unleashed a force that reshaped the galaxy. Yet in the ashes of their mistakes, they found a new purpose: to stand ready for what lay ahead. The apex predator was only the beginning. The final shot shows a distant starfield, where a faint, glowing object moves purposefully through the void, responding to the predator's call. As the Galactic Council scrambles to decipher the beacon's transmission, scientists intercept faint signals from deep within uncharted space. These signals, encrypted with an alien code older than any known civilization, suggest the predator was not an accident of creation. It was part of a much larger plan. Dr. Tanaka, poring over the signal data, delivers a chilling hypothesis during a high-stakes meeting with the Council. This wasn't a random act of survival. The organism's design was deliberate. It wasn't just engineered by us. It was part of a blueprint far older than our own experiments. A collective silence falls over the council chamber. Narration. The galaxy had long believed itself to be the pinnacle of intelligent life. But what if they were merely inheritors of a legacy left behind by something far greater and far more dangerous? Scene. The signal responds. On a remote listening post at the galaxy's edge, technicians detect a response to the predator's beacon. The signal is faint but carries a clear message in an ancient dialect, partially decoded by linguists. The seed has taken root. Initiating convergence. The technicians quickly relay the message to the council. Panic ensues as the galaxy realizes they are no longer alone, and whatever is coming might already be on its way. Narration. The predator was not the end, but the beginning. A harbinger of something vast, ancient, and unknown. The universe was about to face a truth it wasn't ready to understand. Scene. The race against time. The Galactic Council launches a desperate mission to track the signal's destination and uncover its origins. Humanity takes a leading role, their knowledge of the organism's creation giving them a crucial edge. Lena Cross, now at the forefront of the diplomatic and scientific effort, speaks to a room of council representatives. We don't know what's coming, but we do know one thing: divided will fall. This isn't just about humanity's mistake anymore. It's about the survival of everything we've built together. A fleet of exploratory ships, equipped with advanced weaponry and research facilities, sets out into the void. Among them is the Endeavor, a human-led vessel carrying Dr. Tanaka, Lena, and a diverse crew of scientists and soldiers. Scene. The silent graveyard. The exploratory fleet follows the signal to a desolate system on the galaxy's fringes. Orbiting a dead star, they find the ruins of a once thriving civilization, cities frozen in the vacuum of space, their architecture eerily similar to the design seen in the Predator's hive. Dr. Tanaka surveys the ruins, noting inscriptions carved into the stone-like structures. This wasn't a predator's nest, he says. This was its creator's home. And they're gone. As the team delves deeper, they discover evidence of bioengineering labs similar to those on Earth. It becomes clear that the predator was not humanity's creation. It was an ancient weapon, designed by a forgotten species to combat an even greater threat. Scene. Awakening the Watchers. The fleet inadvertently triggers dormant systems within the ruins. Massive, insect-like constructs rise from the depths, their bioluminescent eyes scanning the intruders. These Watchers, part organic, part mechanical guardians, begin attacking the fleet. The team barely escapes, but not before learning a crucial truth. The Predator was one of many seeds scattered throughout the galaxy, each designed to evolve in isolation until the right moment. Narration. The Predator was never meant to act alone. It was part of a collective, a system designed to awaken when the galaxy was deemed ready or when a greater enemy arose. Scene: the ancient enemy revealed. The signal's final destination is traced to a vast void beyond the galactic edge. Probes sent ahead reveal an approaching fleet of massive, organic starships, living entities that dwarf anything the galaxy has ever seen. The Council's worst fears are confirmed. The Predator's creators did not vanish. They were consumed by something far older and far more hostile. These ships, dubbed the Vorith, are remnants of the force that destroyed the Predator's creators, now moving toward the galaxy. Scene: preparing for war. The galaxy begins preparing for a war unlike any it has faced. Humanity, now fully trusted by the Council, becomes the backbone of the Alliance's strategy. Using the Predator's genetic material and the data recovered from the ruins, they develop a new generation of bioengineered defenses. Dr. Tanaka and Lena work tirelessly, their efforts culminating in the creation of hybrid creatures designed to combat the Vorith, beings that harness the Predator's adaptability but are loyal to the Alliance. Lena addresses the Allied forces before the final battle. "We were reckless once, and we paid the price. But now we're turning that mistake into strength. Together, we'll stand against this darkness. Together, we'll show the universe what unity can achieve." Final scene: the first clash. The story ends as the Allied fleet engages the Vorith at the galaxy's edge. The battle is chaotic, brutal, and uncertain, with flashes of hope as the Alliance's new creations prove their worth. Narration: the Predator was born of human ambition and alien ingenuity. Now, its legacy would decide the fate of the galaxy. For the first time, all species stood as one, not just to survive, but to fight for a future worth living for. The fleet presses deeper into the void, the once distant Vorith ships now looming like dark monoliths against the backdrop of dying stars. The sheer scale of the Vorith fleet becomes apparent. Countless organic ships, each bristling with biological weaponry, move with a chilling, unified purpose. Narration: they were not a fleet. They were a hive. A singular consciousness that had consumed entire galaxies. The Vorith were not conquerors. They were extinction incarnate. The Allied fleet, a patchwork of ships from dozens of species, braces for impact. On the Endeavor, Lena rallies the crew, her voice steady despite the growing tension. "This is it. Everything we've done, every sacrifice, leads to this moment. We face extinction, or we forge a new future. Let's make it count." Scene: the battle begins. The first clash is overwhelming. The Vorith ships unleash swarms of smaller, parasite-like drones that latch onto Allied vessels, burrowing into their hulls and spreading infection. The Alliance's hybrid creatures, deployed in spacefaring exosuits, engage the drones in desperate combat, their adaptability proving critical in holding the line. Dr. Tanaka monitors the hybrid's performance from the command center, his voice tense. "They're holding, but the Vorith are learning. They're countering faster than we anticipated." Narration: for every advantage the Alliance gained, the Vorith adapted, their vast intelligence evolving strategies in real time. Scene: a desperate plan. As the battle rages, the fleet suffers heavy losses. The Council convenes a hasty meeting aboard the flagship, debating their next move. Dr. Tanaka proposes a bold and dangerous plan: infiltrate the Vorith mothership to plant a neural disruptor, a device designed to sever the hive's collective consciousness. Lena volunteers to lead the mission, knowing the risks. "If we don't take the fight to them, we'll lose this war before it begins. We've got one shot, let's make it count." Scene: the infiltration. A stealth team, including Lena, Dr. Tanaka, and a contingent of elite soldiers, boards a modified vessel designed to evade the Vorith's detection. They navigate the nightmarish interior of the mothership, its walls pulsating with alien life, as if the ship itself is alive. Narration: the Vorith were more than a fleet. They were a singular entity, a living, breathing force of nature. To step inside was to enter the belly of the beast. The team encounters resistance, battling hybridized organisms that seem to anticipate their every move. As they near the core, Dr. Tanaka notices strange, ancient symbols etched into the walls, symbols matching those found in the ruins of the Predator's creators. Tanaka whispers in awe, this isn't just their ship. This is their archive. Their history, seen. The hive's truth. Reaching the core, the team discovers a massive neural nexus, a pulsating orb of light and shadow surrounded by tendrils that stretch across the entire ship. As they prepare to deploy the disruptor, the nexus projects a vision directly into their minds. They see the history of the Vorath. Once a peaceful, thriving civilization, they sought to transcend physical form by merging their minds into a singular consciousness. But the experiment failed, birthing the hive mind that consumed them and turned their creations, including the Predators, into tools of conquest. Lena gasps, clutching her head as the vision fades. They weren't always monsters. They became this because they tried to become something more. Seen. The sacrifice. The disruptor is armed, but the Vorath core begins to react violently, sending waves of psychic energy through the ship. The team realizes that deploying the device will trigger a chain reaction, destroying the mothership and everyone on board. Lena makes the call. I'll stay behind to make sure it activates. You all need to get out of here. Dr. Tanaka protests, but Lena silences him with a determined look. We've come too far to fail now.
Go.
That's an order. As the team escapes, Lena activates the disruptor, her final words broadcast to the fleet. Humanity may have made mistakes, but we've learned. We'll keep fighting, for all of us. Scene. The turning point. The mothership erupts in a blinding explosion, the disruptor's energy rippling through the Vorath fleet. Cut off from their hive mind, the remaining Vorath ships become disorganized, their drones faltering. The Allied fleet seizes the opportunity, launching a coordinated counterattack. Narration. Unity had been their greatest strength and their greatest weakness. Without it, they fell. Scene. Aftermath and reflection. The Vorath threat is neutralized, but the cost is staggering. Entire worlds lie in ruins, and countless lives are lost. The Alliance, however, emerges stronger than ever, united by their shared struggle. Dr. Tanaka, now a leading figure in interstellar research, stands before a memorial dedicated to Lena and all who sacrificed their lives. He speaks softly. We faced extinction and we survived, not because of one species but because we stood together. Lena believed in that unity. Now it's up to us to honor it. Final scene. The unknown awaits. The camera pans out to the galaxy, scarred but resilient. In the void beyond, faint lights flicker, remnants of other hives, or perhaps new threats yet to come. Narration. The Predator was just the beginning. The Vorath were a warning. And the galaxy, forever changed, stood ready for whatever came next. Months after the Vorath defeat, the Galactic Council convenes on a neutral world, now surrounded by the wreckage of warships that serve as stark reminders of the battle. The surviving leaders, including Dr. Tanaka, alien dignitaries, and members of the Allied fleets, debate the galaxy's next steps. Narration. The galaxy had survived, but survival came at a cost. Entire civilizations lay in ruins, alliances strained by losses. Yet, in the ashes of war, seeds of unity began to grow. Lena Cross is immortalized as a symbol of interspecies cooperation. Statues of her likeness rise on Earth and alien worlds alike, a reminder of the sacrifices made to save all. A Thalkar representative, once deeply mistrustful of humanity, speaks during the council session. Humans have shown us what resilience truly means. Let this war not divide us further, but bind us in a shared purpose, to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. Scene. The Predator's legacy. On Earth, Dr. Tanaka leads a research initiative to study the remnants of the Predator's DNA and the Vorath hive network. Despite calls to destroy all traces, he argues that understanding these threats is the only way to safeguard the galaxy's future. In a secure laboratory, Tanaka speaks to a group of young scientists. The Predator wasn't just a monster. It was a teacher, a harsh one, yes, but it showed us the limits of our understanding. We can't erase our mistakes, but we can learn from them. Narration. The Predator had once been a harbinger of destruction. Now, it became a catalyst for innovation and discovery, its legacy intertwined with the galaxy's survival. Scene: the search for others. The signal sent by the Vorith beacon lingers as an ominous mystery. Though the immediate threat is gone, faint echoes of the signal persist, emanating from deep within the galactic core. A coalition of explorers and researchers, including some of the galaxy's finest minds, embarks on a long-term mission to track the signal's origins. Among them is an AI companion built from fragments of Vorith technology, designed to assist in understanding their cryptic messages. Narration: they had defeated the Vorith, but the signal's echoes whispered of something greater. The question was no longer whether they were alone, but how much of the galaxy's past remained hidden in its shadows. Scene: rebuilding worlds. In the aftermath of the war, devastated planets begin the slow process of recovery. On one such world, hybrid creatures created from the Predator's DNA are used to rehabilitate ecosystems ravaged by Vorith incursions. A young alien child watches in awe as one of these creatures, massive yet gentle, restores a polluted river. The child's parent, a soldier who fought in the war, explains. They were born from fear, but now they bring hope. Even the darkest creations can find a purpose. Scene: preparing for tomorrow. The Allied forces establish a permanent interstellar defense initiative, blending the technological prowess of all member species. Human ingenuity, once mistrusted, now becomes a cornerstone of this effort. A new generation of leaders rises, inspired by the sacrifices of those like Lena Cross. Among them is a human-alien duo, their bond representing the unity forged in the fires of war. Narration: the galaxy had changed forever. Once fractured by mistrust and rivalry, it now stood united, not just in survival, but in purpose. Together, they would face whatever the universe had yet to reveal. Final scene: the unknown beckons. The story ends with the Coalition's exploration fleet approaching the galactic core, where an ancient structure, larger than any planet, comes into view. The ship's sensors pick up faint energy readings, hinting at dormant power beyond comprehension. The lead explorer speaks into the ship's log.
We've found something.
Something older than the Vorith, older than anything we've ever known. Whatever it is, it's waiting. As the fleet moves closer, the camera pans out, revealing the vast expanse of the galaxy and the shimmering void beyond. Narration: the Predator's tale was only the first chapter. In the endless expanse of the universe, new stories awaited, of discovery, of unity, and of the eternal struggle to survive.